They'll catch up and have me delay.
Hey, come, don't go too far. Okay. Good evening, Rebecca. I missed you too. I missed being on YouTube. So just to let you know, tonight I'm working on these little easels. I'm going to make them a chalkboard easel for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. And they'll probably use it for like to describe the drinks or to give some kind of direction or maybe even for the food. I'm not sure. It could be for the desserts too. Hi, cuz. How you doing? You been doing okay? Hi, sweetie, sweetest pie. It's good to see you. Doing great. Yeah, it's very good to see you too. Oh, thank you, Kim. I've missed you guys dearly as well. I've been doing pretty good about coming on here in the evening um, after taking care of my dad. So, like I was just telling Rebecca, I'm just working on some little easel signs. I'm making them the chalkboard type, even though this 50th wedding anniversary is not rustic glam or anything like that. But I just think it's really cute, and I'm gonna glamify it anyway, so it doesn't matter. My mom's so easygoing. Whatever I want to do, she's letting me do. So, yeah, 50th year this year. Now, but you know what? They went together for 5 years. Did she say it was 5 years, Helena? Oh, 8 years. They went together for 8 years. My parents met in school. My dad, it's a real funny story. My dad saw my mom when she was probably about 11 or 12 years old walking down the street, and he turned to his best friend who happened to be a cousin of my mom's and said, "You see that girl over there?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he says, "I'm going to marry that girl." Now, my dad's older than my mom, probably about 4 or 5 years older. But he told him that he was going to marry her. And my mom's cousin said, "No, you're not." And all those years passed, and sure enough, he kept his word. And they've been together for 50 years. That's like unheard of nowadays, unfortunately. That's how it's supposed to be, though. That is how it's supposed to be. You find that one person and you spend the rest of your life with them. Oh, Wanda, it's okay. I'm recorded and uploaded so you can see what we talked about. Hi, Jewel. Welcome. Hi, Beverly. Ooh, 67 years. Now that is truly amazing. Yeah, Beverly, I love stories too. It's something we all want to have as women. Maybe not so much with men, but as women, that's what we want. A nice, long love story. Yes, Lady EJ, it has been a long time, but so far we're 3 days in and I've been keeping up. So, like I was saying, I'm just making some little easels. I'm not real sure what they're going to use them for. I was thinking they could use it to like label the drinks or the desserts or maybe even the food because um what we're serving is I don't know where everybody is from, but for those of you that are in Texas, there is this restaurant called El Pollo Camparo, and they have the best citrus marinated chicken like ever. I've eaten at places like this before where they have the rotisserie chicken with their different seasonings and such, but I happen to be bringing my parents back from Houston. What were we going to do, girl? I think we went grocery shopping at Trader Joe's or something. And so they were hungry, so I went ahead and I stopped there because it was closer to their side of town and they absolutely loved it. My dad loves their fried chicken. My mother loves their citrus marinated chicken. So that's what they wanted to serve. They wanted to serve that chicken at their 50th. So that's what we're going to be serving. So we'll have that as the main dish, which actually helps me out a lot because that's less cooking than I have to do. I was going to do turkeys for 200 guests, y'all. 200. I never expected or even thought that my parents knew 200 people. But they do. They actually know more than 200 people, but they had to scale the list down. Um, so anyway, and you know what's so funny is that they've been through multiple congregation changes because it's just grown so much. So they continue to meet new people and everything. And my mom's the type of person where she just wants to invite everybody. But we're serving that, so I won't have to worry about the main entree. We'll be making obviously mashed potatoes because we need a good carb that's gonna stick with everybody. And then I'm making this green beans, French green beans that have onion, garlic, bacon, obviously, and Roma tomatoes that have been chopped up. And it's really, really good. It's a very good dish. So that's what we'll be serving, and lots of desserts because my mom likes to bake and my aunt also likes to bake. So they'll be making the sweet, even though I really didn't want her to do any. Hello, Ricky from North Carolina. Oh, good morning, Selena. It's morning for you. Where are you at, Selena? Wow. 41 years is amazing. Oh, I definitely will. I definitely will, cousin. And be looking out in your mail. Be looking out for your postman. Yeah, that is true. Oh, Australia. Wow. All the way in Australia. So, Selena, what things are you crafting this morning? Since you're just getting your day started. I don't know. Is it Friday or Saturday, Selena, in Australia? Isn't that amazing? Yaritza? Did I pronounce that correct? From Yaritza? Okay. Baby girl just corrected me. She's not even looking at the screen, so I'm wondering how does she know? But she has an ear for that. She's teaching herself Spanish from the internet, which didn't you take Spanish in school too? Okay, but it just wasn't. But you're learning more online.
5 years.
Wow, that's amazing. Doesn't seem like they're teaching as much or as well as they used to teach in school. Oh, crochet, and it's Friday morning. Oh, okay. Are you crocheting a blanket? Speaking of crocheting, my aunt, she's passed now, but when I was a little girl, she would crochet me the most beautiful um good night. She would crochet me the most beautiful hair ribbons, and I don't even know how to describe them other than to say they were like corkscrews, really tight. They were like this, and in the middle it was just a straight line so that you could tie it around your little plait, and then you'd have these little corkscrews hanging down. um and I just loved them. She made them in every color. That was the first thing that she learned how to crochet. So she made tons of them for me. And I had them up until I was in high school. And then my aunts started having babies. And I think mom gave some of them away. I think some of them went to friends and such. But for the longest, I only had two, and now I obviously don't know where they are. But if I ever find a pattern on how to do like a corkscrew stitch, I would like to actually do that, because I actually taught myself how to crochet a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, and I've made one blanket so far. Baby girl, she's crocheted me a blanket as well. I used to take that to work with me all the time. Uh-huh. I left it. Yeah, I left it at the office because it was always cold in there. Yeah. Yep, I sure did. You didn't notice?
No, I just thought it was like a box.
Oh, a baby jacket. Is it for your child, or is it a friend's child or a grandbaby? All I'm doing, guys, is sealing in the glitter. I set the glitter with the basic. I think this is the matte version of Mod Podge. And then to seal it in, I'm using the shiny one because I don't want to dull out the shine of this bigger size glitter. So I'm just patting it on here to kind of seal it in. I hope it looks nice once it dries. So what crafts have everybody been working on here lately? Anybody got a special project besides Selena? Beverly, I'm not sure if I'm going to or not. I'm trying my best. I want to do CrafTober slash Vlogtober. I want to do it right. So that's the reason why I've been doing the live streams, because it's easier for me to get on and talk with you guys and really communicate and connect with you, as opposed to just creating a video. But I am going to be making a video of this particular DIY, because you know I've got to bling it out. It's not just going to be your average uh chalkboard easel that I make. You know I'm going to have to add some fiery bling to it. But I really wanted to um I really wanted to get back with a bang. I guess that's what you can say, you know? I've been gone so long. I've missed you guys. You know, I've been highly stressed from different changes and such going on, especially with, you know, family health and what have you. And I just, you guys are my peace, it seems like, you know? I um I always feel more calm whenever I'm doing my crafts, and I like to share my crafts with people. So I tend to get a lot of peace from doing YouTube, and I missed it. I missed it. Yaritza. I'm not sure what that is. Well, Beverly, I will be crafting with the Cricut this month. So you won't have very long to wait. Little bit of everything. Oh, Kim, that's so sweet. So you say a little bit of everything. So you've been doing bling crafts and sewing, probably. Have you been sewing? Oh, great, Rebecca, you're gonna love them. Wine glasses. You know what? I wish I had really good handwriting, Miss Wanda, because that's something that I would like to do. But you know what? You're gonna decorate with brooches. They're gonna be very elegant and gorgeous. So what have you been sewing? Just projects or outfits or what? Crafting and so yeah, it is therapy. It's therapy for a lot of people. And you know what's so funny? I know I always enjoyed it, Beverly, but I didn't realize that it's actually a form of therapy for me too. You know, um, it's very much a form of therapy. It helps keep my mind busy and off of things that trouble me. And you know what? Also, prayer does too. But it just seemed like I needed something a little bit more here lately, because I'm not an anxious, nervous person, but I started getting anxiety. Um, and I don't know why, because that has never been me. I've never been one to worry. I've never been one to have anxiety at all. And with this particular stroke that my dad had, um, and guys, it could always be worse, because it could have been a major stroke. But being that it was the third one that he's had in a short number of years, and this one actually affecting one complete side of his body, including his eyesight, which comes and goes, and him being the one who always did all the driving for my mom and him. Because my mom, I think I said this already, her nerves just don't let her drive outside of her comfort zone. So outside of the 10-mile radius of her house, she just can't do it. Um, so now it's all on me, and I actually started to have anxiety and worry. And, I needed something along with prayer. And I realized, you know what? Start back crafting. Start back. Start back crafting. Start back with your YouTube because it gave you peace as well. It relieved a lot of stress that I had before that was just work related. So it keeps my mind busy and my hands busy, and I do better, I think. Oh, Selena, that sounds really interesting. I've never heard of that. Oh, wow, Kim, you're doing drapes now. That I hear is real heavy to do as well as complicated. Oh, yeah. Rebecca, that is going to be gorgeous because I would wear it. I don't know where I have it in here somewhere, but I've done that before and it's absolutely gorgeous. That crushed glass adds a different element that you wouldn't expect. Quilting, okay. Yes, it is, Wanda. Oh, wow. Oh, Beverly, you got to get your mom out. That's not good. I know she probably doesn't feel like going out anywhere, but sometimes you just have to take her hand and just go. I had to do that with my mom when exercise is concerned because, my mom's bad diabetic and she doesn't exercise. Um, she's always tired all the time and her legs always bother her, but she runs that house. She doesn't let anybody do the laundry. She doesn't let anybody do the dishes. She doesn't let anybody do the cleaning or the cooking or anything. And she's taking care of obviously my dad, but she's also got her oldest grandkids living with her and they do nothing, you know. Um, and she complains, but at the same time, she doesn't let them touch her washing machine. She doesn't like the way they do the dishes. So, you can't complain, that they don't help out. And then when they go to help out, you don't let them help out. But, and I tell her that all the time, let them do it. Just let them do it. But I do understand what she says because when I have the kids help me fold clothes or when they're folding clothes, I have to just shut my mouth because they refuse to fold the towels the same way I fold towels. But it's almost there. It's almost there. It's like they know what to do, but because that's the way mom likes it, I'm going to change it up a little bit. That's how I feel sometimes anyway. That might not be the case. It's probably not very realistic, but it's just how I feel. Okay, now I'm going to try and see if I can. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you know what's so funny? My mom has all of the latest and greatest little kitchen tools and knickknacks and what have you. She has a dishwasher. She's always had one. Once they moved into the house that they're in now. And she never used it. She's replaced it because if you don't use it, they rust and what have you, they break. And she's got a new one, beautiful, all the bells and whistles, and she still doesn't use it. And I'm not real sure if it's because she doesn't know how, but I can't talk too much because I don't use mine. And I do encourage the kids to use it. Um, but baby girl, like she said, she's afraid she'll break it, so she doesn't want to use it. She does it by hand as well. But we're going to get away from that because you do have to use it. Even if you only use it a couple times out of the month, you still need to use it because it will break. Hi, Marsha. I missed you too. Oh, okay. Well, you know, I have a craft room in this house, which I'm really, really happy about. Hello from Puerto Rico. Hello, Evelyn. Oh, yeah. So whenever you go over, you get to spend a lot of time with her and talk to her. You know, one thing I was fixing to say, which I probably got sidetracked, I took my mom, I asked her, I went over and said, "Hey, mom, we're going to go to IKEA. Do you want to come?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, I guess I could go." But first she asked me what was I going there for, and I said I got to go get some shelves. I know exactly where I'm going inside the store, so we're not going to walk the whole store, because her legs are really little. She doesn't have a lot of muscle in her legs. um so she's like, "Okay, I'll go." So she came, and I tell you, she got the best workout of her life. And we didn't walk the whole store because IKEA is huge. We only went to the bottom part, which of course we had lunch first. But we only went to the bottom part of the store, and I went exactly to where the shelves were. But you still have to do quite a bit of walking. So she was whooped afterwards because that's the most exercise she's had in such a long time. And I said, Mom, that's a shame. We got to do stuff more often, because you need to get out of the house besides just doctor's appointments. So you can get some kind of exercise. We need to start exercising, and it doesn't have to be brisk. You just need to walk. It could be a leisurely walk because it's something more than what you normally do. Plus, like I was saying, it'll get her out of the house. But since Dad's had the stroke, they're getting out a little bit more because he has so many more doctor's appointments. I'm just thankful that they're around town and they all are not at the VA in Houston. They actually have a VA that's local. He still has to go into Houston. But here lately, they've been able to handle most everything here. So, I get to take them to their appointments in Houston. And, we're very fortunate that my parents have really, really good friends that can also take them to the VA during the times when I can't, like when they have spur of the moment visits and I haven't been made aware of it so that I can't take off of work. Hello, Miss Ella. Oh, yeah. Ooh, Kim. I don't know what to say about that other than either, stand beside her on it or trick her and say, "Come on, Mom, let's go." You'll enjoy it. It's good for you. But yeah, they don't really like that. My mom did enjoy her day out, but during the walk, it was it was real hard. It was real hard for her. Good night, Yuritsa. She's having a good time over there, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, movement is very, very important, and they have to do it at their own pace. The good thing about IKEA is that you do move at your own pace. Um, but the bad thing about IKEA is once you start, you gotta you gotta finish. You can't stop. So, that's one thing that you have to keep in mind too. So the public track, that's pretty good. We have a public track out here by the college. Um, but my mom doesn't do well with heat. So I know that any kind of walking she has to do has to be inside. So like mall walking or something like that is good for her. Another reason why I said IKEA. Plus, IKEA's way in Houston, and she never gets to go there. And she knows they have a lot of nice stuff at reasonable prices, so she didn't mind going. What I'm making right now, Marcia, is some easels that are going to be chalkboard easels for my mom and dad's 50th wedding anniversary next month. And we're probably going to use it for like the dessert table or the food table. And I'm only making 3 because that's all I have. But if I come across these easels again at King Dollar, then I will definitely pick up some more because they're really cute. And you can make them however you want. And so right now I'm just sealing the Mod Podge, just trying to make it look really cute and glam. But I want the Mod Podge to be set for the glitter, or the glitter to be set with the Mod Podge. I just hope it still stays nice and shiny. If it doesn't, I'll have to come up with another plan. But I think that it will. I think that it will. Let's see if my original one is dry. It's almost dry. I think I can work with the chalkboard stickers now. Let me place this up here. And I'll place this one over here so it's out of the way. Oh, okay, Jewel. Well, you know what? Here's my best advice for you on that. You say it's coming up in 5 years. So your siblings can start right now, you and them, go get a special bank account that all, however many of you it is, have access to. And everybody start putting $5 each paycheck in there. And before you know it, you'll have enough money for the party. I told my siblings, my nieces and nephews, all of the grandkids 2 years ago, and nobody did anything except for me. But now that we're getting closer to it, my brothers, men, they always open their wallets. So my brothers have pitched in now. So it's not just all on me. But obviously the nieces and nephews and grandkids didn't pitch in except for baby boy. He pitched in because he's working now. But it turns out most of the stuff that we're using is stuff from my wedding because she didn't want a big fuss. She doesn't like things to go away. I mean, to go to waste. So she's like, you have it already. We can reuse it. She loved the color palette and everything. So it just worked out. Okay, I probably should measure this. Sheeta, what's wrong, sweetie? What's wrong with her? Where's my
Did you hear something? Did you something?
there it is. There it is. Okay, so this is probably like 6.5. Hmm. Okay, so how about I just do this? Thank you so much, Kim. Oh, Kim, that is wonderful. 26 pounds. And hey, I know that that is not an easy thing to do because it surely was not easy for me. But with this particular way of eating for me, it's gotten a lot better and a lot easier. But diabetes is no joke. Diabetes is no joke. It robs us of so much. It really does. So I'm very, very proud of you at working towards your health. Not so much as the weight loss aspect of it, because I'm not really looking at the weight loss aspect of it for me. The main thing that I'm looking for and happy with myself about is the fact that I'm getting healthier, and trying to eradicate the diabetes altogether. Because that's the main goal. Just wiping it out altogether out of my system. Good night, Beverly. And for anybody else in here in this group that has diabetes and you're dealing with it and taking your medication and doing all the things that the doctor tells you to do, which we all should be doing technically. I know with me, I'm not, but that's because I'm trying to fix it naturally. And that's not for everybody. That's not for everybody. But if you're interested in hearing, my journey, I happen to have another channel and I have one introductory video on there. This weekend I'll be doing another video and adding it to that channel. But it's called Keto RN. And I'm gonna try just like last time. The first day it let me do it, but the yesterday for some reason it didn't let me do it. So if it doesn't let me do it here, then I'll just spell it out for you. But let me see. Is it gonna let me do it? Yes, today it's letting me do it. That's the name of my YouTube channel that has my um I don't want to call it a weight loss journey. It's my journey back to health is what it is. So you guys can check it out and see what you think, because that's where I'll be posting all of my updates as far as how my blood sugars have been running, if I've been kicked out of ketosis, if I'm in nutritional ketosis, what the ketogenic diet is, what the carnivore diet is, how my body is reacting to it, along with weight loss. See, Rebecca, I couldn't do metformin. I've tried metformin for years because that's what they want to give you all the time, metformin. But metformin unfortunately doesn't work for everyone, and I'm one of those ones that it just does not work for me. It upsets my stomach and causes GI distress, and nobody wants that. GI distress isn't good for anybody. So since it doesn't work for me, I can't take it. I just cannot take it. It doesn't even make sense to waste the money to purchase it. And I've told the doctors that, and their excuses or reasonings is, well, that's what we prescribe because that's what works, you know. But it doesn't work for everybody. It does not. If it works for you, great. But if it doesn't, don't be afraid to try something new, because the doctors go to school to learn, right? So that means that they're not experts on everything. And they do make mistakes. Trust me, as a nurse, I know they do make mistakes. But as far as metformin is concerned, I'm not one who can use it. I have a friend. It works wonders for her. I believe my aunt said that my uncle uses it and it works wonders for him, but not me. Okay, I'm going to try and get this set up real quick. Okay, now this was a little bit hard. So let's see how it works. I also have type 2 diabetes. Someone with type 1 diabetes, juvenile diabetes, I don't suggest the ketogenic diet for that person at all, or carnivore for that matter, because they have to control their carb intake right along with their medication, So you have to be very, very careful with that. But for us type 2, we're not, unless you're brittle diabetic, we're not uh we have more of a chance to try something different, and we can try that diet. Okay, try and turn this upside down. Yeah, it doesn't. Not all medications. And I'll be the first one to tell a person, follow the directions given to you by your doctor. But The doctor doesn't know your body like you know your body. So when you try something directed by the doctor and it doesn't work for your body, you have the absolute right to let them know that doesn't work for me. We need to try something else. And they should listen. Hello, Melody from Mississippi. Oh, you're doing keto? That's great. I'm doing kind of a combination of keto and carnivore, and it seems to be working really well. Right, unhealthy carbs. That's true. Because there is a such thing as unhealthy carbs, and we obviously have healthy ones. You know, some people have to have their fruit. I'm not one of those. But for those people that do have to have their fruit, there's nothing wrong with that. You can have your fruit just in moderation and only certain ones, you know? Yeah, Marcia, that's a really good idea. Especially with the veggies, the fruit, you know, you got to be a little bit careful because you know when you're eating fruit, you are eating like straight sugar. Same thing with vegetables, but at least you have fiber with vegetables. I know with a lot of fruit you don't have as much fiber, but fruits and vegetables are very healthy for us. Yeah, Wanda, I could actually do that, but these are really sturdy. And if I was to use poster board or foam board, I would be afraid that because in this particular room, when they have the air conditioner going, it blows hard because it's like a gymnasium, but it's not a gymnasium, but it has a wooden floor like a gymnasium. And when that air conditioner is going, man, it blows really hard. And I would hate for that to blow over onto the sterno or something like that. So I wanted something sturdy. Hi, Sarai. Or Saray. Is that Saray? Carnivore. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna touch on it a little bit, but I think I'll probably make that my next video over on Ketobetic RN. But basically what carnivore is, and it's gonna sound crazy to you guys, but I'm telling you I lost the most with doing carnivore. Now this week is actually my monthly, so I'm a little bit bloated, but let me stand up. I don't know if you guys ever saw just how big I was, but I'm gonna stand up. Let me move this chair. Okay, so this is me now. I'm probably about a 14, 16. You can see my waist now. Obviously, you can see my tummy here, but my belly stuck out like this. It has never been this flat in the last um at least the last 7 to 8 years. And even from the side, you know, I'm still have my belly, but it's not out to here. You know, even in my if you watched my wedding video or my wedding pictures, you can see that I'm much smaller than what I was before. And the more I work out, because I did start doing a little bit of walking, the more I work out, I hope that this goes away. So anyway, I know it will in time because it's only been 40 pounds. But yeah, that 40 pounds has been quite a bit. Now I know it's really hard to tell because I'm top heavy and they're just not going anywhere. I never lose weight here. But for everywhere else, it's coming off slowly but surely, but that's how I gained it, right? I didn't gain it overnight. So what carnivore is you're basically only eating animal products. So that means you can have dairy as far as butters and cheeses, and you should stay away from milk because milk has a lot of lactose, which is a natural sugar. Um, Eggs, chicken, beef, pork, seafood, all of that. But you're eating more protein and fat and no carbs at all. Any carbs you get might be from the spices that you might use on your meat as a rub. But I'm telling you, it works. It works. It helps your blood sugar get low because you are not taking in any carbohydrates at all whatsoever. So when your blood sugar, like mine will be in the 120s, 130s in the morning, which is still high for me personally when I'm doing carnivore, but it's because my body is breaking down the fat, and inside our fat cells we store sugars. That's where we store all of our carbohydrates. Whatever doesn't get burnt up once you're eating it, it gets stored away in our fat cells. And I always thought that, our fat cells was just fat. If you eat fat, you're going to get fat. And that's not necessarily the truth. And when I think back on it, you know, being that I ate a lot of rice and gravy growing up, we ate rice and gravy breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I say that because it's true. In the morning, we would have fried eggs that was fried in our bacon grease, and then whatever bacon grease was left in that skillet, you fried the day old rice, and that was your breakfast. For lunch, whatever mama cooked, you ate it, and it had rice. Dinner, rice. It's just the way that we were raised. Coming from Louisiana, we had rice with everything. The only time we didn't have rice with the meal was if mama made a pasta. If she made macaroni and cheese or if she made spaghetti, we didn't have rice on our plate. But my daddy had rice on his plate. He would mix the rice in his macaroni and cheese. He would mix the rice inside of his spaghetti because he was raised on rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's just the way that he was raised. So I've never had a meal without rice, ever, until I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to eat rice today. Otherwise, your dish was served with rice. Even now, and I get on my parents about that all the time, but when they come here, they don't get rice. They get rice cauliflower, or they get whatever vegetable it is that I cook. I cook multiple vegetables whenever I have them over because that is their carb. And that's just kind of how I do it with them. But for the most part, when I'm eating carnivore, and I go back and forth between carnivore and keto, because I stay in ketosis the whole time. I never break and get kicked out of ketosis because I don't eat anything that is so high in carbs that it kicks you out of ketosis. And so I think that's why it's working for me. Also, I do fast, but I don't want to turn my arts and crafts channel into a lifestyle uh channel about weight loss or whatever. So go over to Ketobetic RN and subscribe over there, and you'll get to see the videos that I do over there. And also, once CrafTober, Vlogtober is over with, I'll start doing some lives over there for those of you who are interested. So please just make sure that you go over there and subscribe, so that way you can stay in touch and up to date with what's going on as far as my weight loss. Thank you, Sagan. I appreciate that. Thank you, Marcia. Deborah, I am making chalkboard easels for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. So here's what the first one looks like so far. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to find the washi tape that I have. I have some golden washi tape, and I'm going to go around the edges here with the washi tape. So that's going to cover up this bevel, because you'll notice here there's a little dip and a little dip here, and I don't want to waste the chalkboard sticker for that, because I can use that on another craft, like making little tags or whatever for the wedding. but not the wedding anniversary, the 50th anniversary. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Yeah, sweetest pie, let me tell you something. When you say that you're going to try that, if you're already in ketosis, it's going to be easier for you to go into eating carnivore. Even if you just do it for a week or two, it's going to be easier because you're already in ketosis. For anyone out there who's interested and you need to lose weight and you are a carb addict, because that was what I was, a carb addict, there's steps that you kind of need to take so that you can be successful. Because for me to tell you to totally cut out all carbs and you can only have certain vegetables and you can only have certain fruit, it's going to be very hard for you. So if you do not have the right willpower, like I'll use my mom for example, she doesn't have willpower and she's definitely a carb addict because she has a major sweet tooth. She wouldn't be successful unless I did all of the cooking and I took everything else out of her house, because she just doesn't have the willpower. My dad has willpower for days. He always has. So please go over to that channel and we're gonna do some major talking and educating and logical thinking and problem solving so that, within our community, who knows, maybe we can eradicate type 2 diabetes from eating a different diet altogether. And I think that would be wonderful for us to have a wonderful crafting community that happens to be healthy where it comes to type 2 diabetes, because honestly, that disease is self-inflicted. We do that to ourselves. And it's sad that we do that to ourselves because most of the time we're not educated enough to know that. You know, me growing up thinking that it was normal to take insulin shots because everybody in the family took insulin shots. And I didn't know any better. And then as a nurse, you learn, oh, well, you just have to count your carbs. You can only have a certain amount of carbs. And what the ADA suggests is wrong. It's wrong. And they're actually starting to recognize that it's wrong. Baby girl, that iCloud thing popped up. I think we're going to have to get off soon. I wrote it down in my little pink book. Oh, okay. Thanks, Kim. Good night, Ella. Yeah. Well, Rebecca, some things aren't for everybody and everything is not for everybody as well. But I can tell you something, Miss Rebecca, depending if you look at what your typical diet looks like and you figure out what thing is the most critical carb that you have day in and day out, unless you have a sweet tooth like my mom and it's desserts. But if you notice that your diet is heavy in pastas, or your diet is heavy in rice, or is heavy in bread, then start cutting back to where instead of having it every day, just have it 6 days out of the week. And then after a couple of weeks, have it 5 times out of the week. Get it to a point to where you only have it once or twice out of the week, and then you would be able to start something like keto if diabetes is an issue for you, type 2 diabetes. If it's not, then still try and cut back on some of the complex carbohydrates the simple ones for sure, the simple ones, because it's killing us slowly. It really is. But anyway, baby steps. That's all I recommend is baby steps, because we all need baby steps. Not all of us can do things cold turkey. I happen to have a little bit more willpower for those types of things, although I do lack self-control in other things. And I'm working on that. I I've been working on that all my life, having self-control, which is strange because I do have willpower. I can abstain from a lot of things. Um, but man, when I get impulses, especially with spending, I'm so weak. So weak. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off of this. And I will see you wonderful men and women tomorrow. And we can pick back up where we left off on a new craft. And then I'll show y'all exactly how the easels turned out. Because you see me pulling out my bling. You see that? All right, everybody. Bye.